What up? Who's out there, guys? Can you hear me? How we doing? How's the sound, guys? We good? Somebody give me a thumbs up, and I'm gonna roll with this bad boy. Start with a little bit of the news heading into the Arlington round. There we go. Let's see. I don't see any chat yet. I think we're good. Yeah, give me a thumbs up. Let me know you can hear me, and we will start rolling. Okay, nobody, no thumbs up yet. So hoping, maybe, yeah, no. How's the audio? We good? All right, I see 71 people in here and I don't see any comments. I'm worried something's up with that. Um, there we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. I don't know what's up with the chat thing. So I'm going to restore chat. Okay, sorry guys. My bad. Let's see. Get back to the chat here. I'm as bad as Johnny. Call this the shit show number 2. Here we go. All right, there we go. Woo! Okay, all good. Okay, start with the bad news. Slayer, what up? Real JD, the mob, what up? How we doing? Uh, Deegan was not sandbagging qualifying. I think he's struggling a bit, but he's a racer. He's game time. He's really good with the starts. Uh, AC, Adam Cincerillo, it's not that he's always hurt. This is the same injury, guys. Unfortunately, this is the same issue that he's been dealing with. And I just, unfortunately, I think it might end his career. So Cincerillo's out. Um, it's the same injury. So what happens is he's got like a nerve issue, and the nerve issue causes his hand to go numb. I don't know if he made that worse or what happened, but that's the issue with his wrist. Somehow he aggravated it, and yeah, we are at 100% not Cal 28. We are 100% panicking for AC. The sport is better with him in it. God, I'm just gutted for the kid. I don't know. Yeah, Slayer, absolutely. You're dead on. A doctor screwed him over. This is what happens when doctors make mistakes. Yeah. God, I'm just like, I don't even know what else to say. But we can get off that. And hopefully, Adam, um, hopefully he can get to Puerto Rico. Hopefully there's a medical miracle and you can fix that wrist. But at the same time, at least he'll be around the sport. AC is one hell of a commentator. He's good. So Adam will be around the sport. It's better with him in it. One way or the other, he'll be there. Um, let's see. Tomac racing the outdoors. How badass is that, guys? I thought he was done with outdoors. Rick Rossi, what up, my man? Uh, yeah. All you missed, Rick, was AC's out probably for life, which sucks. I mean, he might come back, but it's the same wrist. It sucks. So yeah, we'll see. But Tomac Racing Outdoors, that's badass. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I was disappointed in the whoop-de-doos. Like I saw them from the guys, the futures yesterday, and yes, they were just full on like piling up. But it's professional Supercross. Let's not dumb it down. Leave the whoops in there coming out of a turn. Yes, it was gnarly, but it really separates the men from the boys. Maybe they decided because it is the Triple Crown format, let's knock it down just a touch. But they knocked it down a lot. Um, I would have liked to see it maybe just a little bit more. Times are so close, guys, so close. We're talking like a second between the top 10. And that's what's going to happen to like when the times are that close, the starts are that much more important. And especially in these shorter races. But these races aren't going to be that short. I did the math on it, and it looks like for the 450s, they're going to get between 15 and 17 laps. 3 of those. That's gnarly. That is a lot of track time, and that track is going to get chewed up. The 250s are going to get between 13 and 14 laps. I mean, it's crazy. It is going to get chewed up, and it's going to get nasty. Um, Special shout out to a guy we had on the show 2 weeks ago on Hopper's show, Tristan Lane. That was him that was down in the LCQ that they had the Red Cross flag for. Hopefully he's okay. I was really bummed to see him down. It sucks to see anyone get hurt, especially a friend of the show or somebody that we kind of talked to. Savachi should get a factory ride, but I think Daytona's it for him. Then he's going to sit out the rest of the year. Okay, so I'll start with the 250s. Hunter Lawrence. This is his round. Like, he looks so good out there. I mean, he's an absolute badass. Him and Nate Thrasher seems to have found confidence for that I'll get to the futures when I'll talk about Ferry there. So Thrasher, he looks good. He's going to give Hunter some trouble. And if Hunter has a bad start, this is not a track to get a bad start on. It seems to be hard to pass, and all the guys are really close on time, so it makes it really tough. I've got Anstey in third. So I got Hunter, Thrasher, Anstey, and then Jordan Smith. And I got my boy Chris Blose coming in at fifth. Hayden Deegan could easily jump in there, but the way he looked in the whoops, but then I've said that before. How many times have I said that, guys? I don't know if I'll ever learn that I should probably not pick against Deegan. I would say Deegan's going to be up there in 1 or 2 of the events, but I don't see him in all 3. So that's just my thoughts. In the 450s, literally, I thought about having all the guys, taking them, putting their names on, and throwing it in a hat and picking it out. When you have that many guys, like literally, Jason Anderson had a 46.2, and all the guys were 46s all the way down. I mean, it's crazy. You get all the way to Savachi before you get to a 47. That's insane. You know how important the start's going to be? But hey, how about shout out to Benny Bloss in 8th with a 46.888, Dean Wilson with a 46.7, Christian Craig 46.6. Like, Jesus, it's so close, guys. It's so close. Hey, old dogs, but even if Deegan gets 6th, that's pretty badass. Yeah, I saw that for Harriman. I didn't know what his injury was, but such a bummer. Yeah, this sport. I have a love-hate relationship with this sport. I love it, but I really, really hate when I see those negative injuries. Thank you, Adam. You're beautiful. You guys crack me up. Let's see. Where are we at here? Okay. So in the 450s, they're so close. I could draw them out of a hat, but I got to go with the all-time winningest guy in Triple Crowns, Tomac. And then Webb. Webb is so good in Arlington. Remember, this is where he ripped Ken's heart out when he passed him at the very end. He's really good at this track. I've got Sexton in third. I don't see him holding it together for all 3 rounds. I mean, all 3 motos. If you're going to do 17 laps 3 times, I'm sorry, but until he can prove me otherwise, I don't see him holding it together. By the way, did you guys see on Race Day Live? They literally copied my body language thing and took Chase when he did the whole, squeeze his arms together. I had to laugh, but hey, apparently it was a good segment, so they copied it. I appreciate it. Jason Anderson was fast. I see him in 4th. And on 5th, I was kind of tossed. Like, I want to say Christian Craig because, I want to say Christian Craig, but I'm not going to say Christian Craig. I said him last week, and I ate my lunch. I'm going to say Plessinger. I think Plessinger looks really good. I think he's going to end up 5th. And for those of you guys playing Rocky Mountain, I've got Shane McElrath in 13th. I don't know what you guys have. Let's see. All right, let me start getting to some of these questions. Oh, futures. First off, Daxton Bennick. Damn! Dude, he looks good. Now, the issue with Daxton, though, is he got all that confidence from winning the first round. He's more comfortable on the Yamaha. I could have put Roxon in 5th. I mean, Roxon, here's the thing about Roxon. let's see. Marner Ferguson's exactly my picks. Cooks except Roxon in fifth. I wouldn't be shocked to see Roxon on the podium. Usually it's a race like this where this dude just pulls it out. He had a horrible race in Oakland. Looked awful. Uh, but then on another night, like these nights when you kind of count him out, like guys like me count him out, he comes in and makes me look stupid. So he easily could be on the podium, but I just don't see it. I don't see it for all three. And when the track gets kind of torn up, I don't see. I have a theory about those Suzuki's and the heavier weight, and I just don't think they work good when the track's ripped up. When it's in good shape, I think it's fine. But with three motos with that many laps and the futures, I don't see this track holding up. Let's see. Back to the futures. Daxton Bennick. Holy crap, he looks good. If he gets a start, he's going to win. My boy and the guy who I think will be one of the future superstars of this sport, Julian Bomer, Juju. Juju is second. But keep in mind, he's barely got on this bike. He got on this KTM this week. He's been riding a Yamaha. And that's a big switch when you go from a Yamaha to a KTM. I mean, shoot, Christian Craig's what, 8 races in? He's had all off season. Yeah, like really? And this poor kid's doing it. And he had a big crash yesterday. I'm glad he's okay. I texted him. He said he's fine. He said he's pretty sore though. And then Preston Boseplug. Boseplug looks awesome. Boseplug is, I mean, he's been on the KTM a little bit longer. He's coming off the Kawasaki. Casey Cochran. I like watching Casey Cochran ride. That kid is aggressive. He's fun to watch, but as he gets a little bit stronger, he's definitely going to be somebody to watch. And Evan Ferry, I don't know I don't know where Evan Ferry went. I don't know if he crashed in the whoops. I don't know. I have no idea where Evan Ferry went. He just disappeared. And I will say this, Evan Ferry, to me, this is not good. Like, you don't want to start just no showing races. And like, they've already burned a lot of bridges from what I've heard behind the scenes with Ferry. He did crash in practice. Okay. I didn't see that. So he must be hurt. Okay, in that case, that's fine. Don't race. But there's all these theories going around about how his bike. Believe it or not, somebody texted me and asked me if he was riding a Triumph in blue plastic, and they didn't want to see it. Runkles, concussion. Okay, good. He got hauled off on the cart. Asshole. Michael, I didn't see that. My bad. I didn't see that. I hope he's okay. That sucks. So I take back what I said, but yes, I have heard that they burned a lot of bridges behind the scenes. That doesn't change. He's still, just because he got a concussion doesn't mean that him and his dad haven't done that. But yes, I did not know he got a concussion. Good, sit him out. Thank goodness. Yeah, Juju crashed really hard too, but he's okay. Adam, it's okay. I did make. You know what, Adam? Since I missed that, I will make an exception. You can call me names if I'm saying a guy should be racing when he has a concussion, because that is not my style. That is not what I do. And if they're sitting, I will never, ever get mad for sitting somebody down for a concussion. Props to them for that. And you can call me an asshole. So go for it. I love the futures. It doesn't look like it. Benjamin, you're crazy. You think the futures is going to look like a D class? These kids are good. No way. I got to disagree with you. I'm not sure where Towers is, but I do have an issue. My buddy, let's see, qualifying was nuts in the whoops, just kicking their ass. It's funny. I hate YouTube. They actually block the word ass, which blows me away. But either way, let's see. What was I talking about? Oh, my boy, Caden Lewis. So Caden Lewis, have you guys heard of that amateur? He rides arena cross. He's got his own track. He lives in Kingman, Arizona. This kid is legitimate. He can't get invited. I don't understand why he can't get into the futures. I didn't know. I guess Daniel Blair has a say of which kids get into it. So I texted him and I said, listen, since you stole my segment about body language, how about you let my boy Caden Lewis race? So hopefully we can get Caden Lewis in there. If you guys know Caden Lewis or know anybody around the Supercross futures, let them know. Caden Lewis needs to be in there. The dude has his own Supercross track at his house. He's ready to go. Let's see. Thomas Rowan. I originally picked Cody Schock. For some reason, I swapped for Dino. Wait a second. I'm confused on what you got for Cody Schock and Rena and Dino, because Cody Schock is 250 and Dino is 450. No idea. Who must have badmouthed DC? Hey, 318. I'm curious what you Who badmouth? Are you talking about me? I didn't badmouth DC. I told the truth. I told how much money he makes, and he flipped out on me. And we had essentially a shouting match to where he was stalking me. So um, Blake Monk Lewis is a badass rider. He is. Anyone see the segment with Daniel B and RC being an asshole to him? Daniel, RC was being an asshole to Daniel? That's just him being insecure if that was the case. Yeah, I don't know. The kid who can't get involved. Oh, okay, 318. Yeah, sorry. No, I don't think he pissed anyone off. I just don't think he was on the radar because he's now the thing about Caden Lewis is he's not going. Maybe because he didn't do Loretta's and they're just looking at Loretta's and he's not part of that cool kid group. But he is really tight with yeah, RC, whatever. RC needs to go. They need to bring in Stu and some of these other guys. I'm kind of over RC. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not a huge man. I'm not a huge fan of him. Um, I'm okay. I think Lee's okay because Lee has a different job than Ricky. Ricky's just the analyst, but Ricky acts like he's the king in there. I crack up when he was like trying to give Daniel Blair advice. I'm like, Daniel Blair's 10 times better in that booth than he is. Stop trying to bring people down to your level or put them in their spot. Yeah, and it's hard. I'll say this: being in the booth, at some point you're going to piss everybody off. That's just how it goes. But James, I like honestly, I loved last year in the outdoors, and I know it was a logistics nightmare as far as getting the guys to come in. But when they had rotating color guys, when they had Brock Glover in there, then they had James in there, and they had all sorts of different guys. And I love man the Deegan haters. You guys have no idea how bad they're at. I have one guy hitting me in my instant messages for Facebook, literally wanting to fight me because he says I said something bad about him. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are crazy. But I told him, I was like, come on to Vegas. We'll go to a gym. I don't think he knows that I train on a regular basis. I would love that. That would be actually pretty fun. Anyway, somebody DM me about Deegan as well. They're crazy, right? Those Deegan fans are nuts. Like, you can't say anything that's not bow down and worship him, or you are considered a hater. I would consider a hater somebody who says stuff. Oh, challenge him to a slap fight. Not a chance, Pat. I think slap fighting is much. Listen, I'm still watching slap fighting, but it is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I want to do a real fight where I can actually just use some jujitsu, maybe take him down. But I want to make sure he's not like I got to research him a little bit, make sure I'm not doing this with some trained fighter. But yeah, it's fun. Let's see. You did say Brian Deegan was going to bang another chick. Curious, you have proof. No, I said I saw him running around with some other chicks. I never said anything about him banging them. I said it didn't look good. And that was at Indianapolis Trade Show when he was married. It was a while ago, probably 2007, 6 or 7, but it is what it is. I probably shouldn't have said that, but it is what it is. Deegan is actually a kind, respectful kid. Yeah, from what I've seen. But then again, I also heard behind the scenes how it went when what him and his buddies did to the kid that claimed his bike. That was not kind and respectful. That was not what I would call respectful. And I love how everybody calls me out for talking about a kid. And all I said was he wasn't going to be an all-time great and that his dad was a moron. And I'll talk all I want about his dad, but I just said he wasn't going to be the greatest, and people freaked out. Meanwhile, Brian is in a room intimidating a kid, like intimidating him face to face. Could you imagine if I had done that to Hayden? What, like, oh my God, the internet would burn down. They would want me on a stick, but yet Brian can do it to some other kid. It's crazy. It is what it is, but that's the world we live in. So, but hey, I think Hayden's got a really good chance. If he gets a good start, I think he could win one tonight. I don't think he'll be there overall, but let's see. GB11, respect your words, encourage, man. Hey, I appreciate that. And like I said, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I tell you guys what I think. All I can tell you is I'm honest with what I say. Yeah, the kid should have took the bike, but yeah, it is what it is. Mike Trace. Oh shit, they would rip you up. Is Deegan a generational talent? Probably not. John Thompson. Shitty thing to say about Brian Deegan? Yeah, probably. Whatever. I said it. It's out there. Can't take it back once it's out. Um, Dragon Breath. Brian should probably step back a little. I 100% believe that. And whenever the kid goes pro, I think that's a major problem. I think kids need to stop, like dads need to stay, like, it's such a transitional point in your life when you're in any kid's life, when you go from 16 to 20, you become who you are. You become your own person. And when your dad won't step back out of the way, it really stunts your growth as a human being. Chat. Brian thinks he's John Tomac. That is correct. Unfortunately, he is no John Tomac. John Tomac is incredibly smart. John Tomac protects Eli. John Tomac doesn't ride. Like, I've never seen John Tomac do anything to take away or ride off of his kid. Like, he's just there to 100% help his kid. That's it. That's all he's there for. I felt like when I saw Brian and the way he was acting around the rig at Star, I felt like he's riding Hayden's fame a little bit, which is crazy because Brian has plenty of fame of his own. But that's why it even seemed more weird to me because John Tomac was a god. Like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. There's not that many guys, adults, that make me a little bit starstruck, and it gutted me that John Tomac was probably mad about the interview I did with Eli, where I got him to say some stuff. But I was slightly intimidated by John Tomac because he's the man. Like, he's just such a cool dude, but he just steps back and does his own thing. Let's see, Slayer. Yep, Brian needs to step back. Brian Tomac is a liberal hippie. Oh, Brian is actually has stock in Star Racing. Yeah, I did hear that. I did hear that. So, and gosh, I mean, I hate to say this, but you look at the guy Bobby that owns it. I mean, and he's not, like, he's old. Like, let's be honest. How many more years does he have on this earth? At some point, someone else is going to take over. Maybe it'll be Brian. Who knows? GB11 industry is set up to make the best talents fall, but build fake dope champions. Yeah, I mean, it is. Hey, I think Dazzy's doing a great job with the Lawrence brothers. Have you guys seen him out front very often? Have you seen him when you go by the Honda truck when they're doing autographs? Do you see him out there with a line of people, like, drinking it in? And I think Dazzy does a really good job. Dazzy literally wagered the whole family's hopes to get those kids racing. It's just a different story. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's a different situation. Let's see, pop art. One corner, you really think so? I'm not sure what that is. Dragon Breath agreed. Oh, Brian takes over Star. Then I hope Eli quits. Yeah, I don't see that. Well, Eli, I hope you guys. We laughed on Hopper's show the other day. We were talking about that, and we're talking about everyone. Eli has been kind of not necessarily threatening retirement, but it's been on the table. Hopper's been predicting it for 4 or 5 years, and I give him shit over that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Eli race 2 or 3 more years. But I love what they're doing right now. They're taking it season by season, series by series, making sure they have what they need to get to the next series and to win. And when they decide it's done, they're going to be done. I actually really like it. Uh, I thought Coker had Star when Bobby quits. He might. We'll see. You know how those things go. It always gets messy when that happens. Let's see. We need Eli. We absolutely do. And the fact that he's racing, I'm sure. I hope he does it again. I would love to see him. Could you imagine, guys, America back to back? We need that really bad. That would be awesome. But okay. Let's see. Joseph Gradian. I have no idea how to say Gradiente. All these kids raced with their parents overseeing their paths. So that's why a lot of parents are involved with their careers. Yes, Joseph. But at the same time, how many of these parents who have helped these kids, rode their kids, haven't been able to step back? And there's been a big blow up in the family. Ezra Lusk. I mean, there's the list of families split when they get to the point where the kid goes pro and the parents who supported them feel like they owe them is yeah, it's brutal. Josh Grant, Ryan Villapoto. I mean, all the list of these. There's very few parents who are able to just step back and let their kid become a celebrity without them. Stewart's did it right. Yeah, for whatever reason, they were able to keep that family together. And I'm not saying it can't be done right. I'm just saying it's just really, really tricky. And if you walk through the pits at an amateur national and you see those families and you see the dads pushing those kids, go back in 10 years and see where that ended up. There's a lot of broken families over that stuff. Daniel Blair has been, him and I have had some long talks. We've had very similar, him and I had very similar upbringings with our dads and how some stuff it didn't go well. My dad and I'm sure he'll probably watch this. I love my dad; he's awesome. But we also had a bumpy relationship around the time I was 16 to 20. It's tough. Kickstart Kenny. I wanted to put him in the top three, but I just couldn't quite do it. I got him in sixth, but don't be surprised if that dude just pulls it out and puts it on the podium tonight. I don't doubt Kenny at all. If he's feeling good, he goes for it. Runkles, yeah, he probably would be fifth. I have a hard time. I looked at him, Plessinger, but I got Plessinger in fifth. So, all right, guys, let me go back and run down my picks, and then I am going to go watch a little UFC before the show. So in the 250s, I got Hunter Lawrence, Nate Thrasher, Max Anstey, Jordan Smith, and Chris Blows. And then let's just say Deegan sixth. But I do predict Deegan will at least be on the podium in one of the three. But I don't think he'll have the consistency because that's kind of how rookies flow. Same with Tom Vial. I think Tom's going to have one or two good ones, and then have one garbage one. But I don't think there's just a lot of good guys. 450s, we got Eli Tomac, Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton, Jason Anderson, Aaron Plessinger. Top five, probably Roxon six, but Roxon could easily get up there. Like I said, I could literally just throw all the names in a hat and pull them out in any order, and I wouldn't be that mad. Mater, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Kick ass. I definitely appreciate that. That's pretty cool, guys. Mater Ferguson dropping a little $3. Appreciate it. Either way, no matter. And then for the wild card, for those of you doing Rocky Mountain Fantasy, I got a feeling Shane McElrath. He's been around that. The Suzuki 3 races. He's pretty consistent. He's a guy I would guess to get in there. Oh, and somebody said something about Logan Carnell. Yes, I was stoked to see Logan Carnell finally get in the main. Matt, what about Tom Vial winning one? I don't see him winning one. He could. I think he's going to have one or two good ones. Matt, I don't think Nichols. I think Nichols is going to be like 9th, 8th or 9th. He's too good for 13th unless he has a mistake. But who knows? Like 13th, you're really, really stretching it. So I'll answer a few more questions here. Kyle Armstrong, what happened to AC? He hurt his wrist, the same chronic wrist issue that's been causing him major problems with that nerve, and it's really messed up. But I think it's the same one, and if that's the case, it's bad, guys. It could be career ending, and nobody wants that. Old dogs. Oh, Adam Action 25. Thank you, brother. Better be at Redbud or Ironman this year. We're boxing. Dude, I don't want to box. Don't beat me up, Adam. I'll go hang out. No, I need to go to Redbud. I really need to go to Redbud. I even have people to stay with. My buddy Travis from Moto Aftermath has offered to put me up if I go out there. So, you know what? I don't have any excuses for not going to Redbud. So, Adam Action, you probably will see me at Redbud. You guys need to protect me from the Deegan fans, though. They're going to be looking to put me in a stick. So, because I said he's not a generational talent, which, hey, maybe I'm wrong. MEKG. Yeah, I do believe Wilson for the Wild. Yeah, I could see that. I think he's a little better than that tonight, though. I really do. And with that whoop section the way it is, I think Dino's feeling pretty good with this dirt. Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, if that's it, I am going to bounce. I will be back here. So like I said, I'm going to start doing my reviews right after the race. I'm literally going to do instant reactions. I'm going to call it the instant overreaction because anytime we just watch the race, we always overreact. So we'll get back here. We'll do the overreaction literally as soon as the last podium's over. As soon as that's over, I'm going to try and get this right up and bam. Hey, Justin Hill, that's a good wild card. Justin or Josh, either one of those would probably be a good one. So Eric, peace out. Cooksy Mob. So thank you guys. These are definitely my favorite shows to do.